Hey everybody, straight from Bullshit Corner. Welcome to today's video. This is a set of mini videos on installing my locker in the Jeep. This first video you're watching is just about getting the carrier out, doing some measurements of my shims, and getting it ready to install. So let's get to work. Well, let's rip this cover off and say goodbye, because the next time a cover goes on, it's gonna say Ox Lockers. Alright, I always leave a couple bolts in place, one on the top, one on the bottom, for when I split the housing. I just use a screwdriver and a hammer, try to break the seal. Sometimes it goes pretty easy, not so much today. There we go. Look at those spider gears all mushroomed out. Holy fuck. Well, let's see how hard it's going to be to get this differential out. This differential has been out once before. It's been serviced. So my bearing cap's already marked with a K on this side, a K on this side the proper way. On the opposite side, horizontal K, horizontal K. You need these to go back in the exact same spot. Otherwise, things just aren't going to line up perfectly. So let's remove these bolts, and we'll get access to the bearings and see if we can pry this differential out. Okay, the bearing end caps are out. The bearings are exposed. So now let's get a pry bar or something and see if we can fish her out. There we go. Does come out pretty easy. Let's lift that sucker out. Okay, this is my Dana 30 differential right here. The first thing I'm going to do is remove all the bolts and get the gear off of there. And then I got to put the bearing race back on the outside, take some measurements, so let's fucking rip that off. Alright, so now I'm going to follow the instructions from the Ox Locker. So I got to take a measurement from there to there, and then from there to there. So I put the bearing race on here. We're going to flip it over and measure it. And that's taking a measurement straight down on a flat surface. So I've taken a measurement at various places, and I seem to be getting the same 2.012, and that's measuring just like that. I just kind of mocked this up so you can see. So it says 4.934, but it's actually 4.935, and then I've added this top piece on there, that's 0.190, so I gotta subtract this from that to give me A1 reading here. So I'm gonna do that. Then we're gonna yank these bearings off, and I'm gonna measure the shims themselves. Alright, let's rip this one out. Using the clamshell puller works really good, because now I salvage this bearing, so I'm going to hone the inside out, and I'm going to make dummy bearings, so when I go to install the differential, I can just slide them on and off and make my adjustments till I get close before I try it for real, instead of pressing the bearings on, pulling them off, and creating further damage. I'm going to try out the setup bearing method. So now we're going to flip the differential around, and we're going to pull that one off as well. I took my measurements singly, and then I took my measurements as a total, and I put the recordings right here. This dowel caliper isn't the best. I should have grabbed my one from work, but I wasn't thinking today, so I'm going to bundle these up and put them away to measure them later with something better. Alright, I just spent the last 20 minutes making my dummy bearings for my setup. Alright, I'm going to end my video at this on partially getting the differential set up and getting everything ready to go. The next video is actually going to be putting the Ox Locker in, checking the shims, pressing the bearings, doing the alignment, getting everything set up properly, checking backlash, everything else. So stay tuned for that video. It should be uploaded soon. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.